Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Robin Dixon is out, Minkoff is out, but Rebecca Minkoff is in. Plus a photo of Teresa, Giudice, and Taylor Swift, while Alexia Nipola is shocked by Todd's divorce, and Real Housewives of Orange County's Jen is engaged. And we sit down with Sonia Richards-Ross, who reveals why it was a blessing she wasn't asked back to Atlanta.
Found a great tribe through the Housewives, but I think it was the perfect time for me to move on and start doing other things, and I'm really excited about this next chapter.
We got that plus so much more in today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey everyone, I'm Christina, and welcome to Getting Real with the Housewives. I have to ask, is everybody okay after this insane week of Bravo news? I mean, it was just one after the other, and we are going to break it all down. But before we do, I wanted to see what you had to say about last week's show. Mary says Potomac needs to be retired. They are all awful and hate each other. Don't want to watch anymore. Wonder if you're going to change your mind after this, because as we know, Robin Dixon has departed the Bravo show, but it wasn't her choice. So she revealed on her podcast, "I will not be returning to season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. The network did not invite me back. I was fired for lack of better words." Now, she made it clear that she would not sugarcoat the situation because her departure was strictly a network decision. Now, as Robin continued her conversation with Giselle, she got emotional, rightfully so. She said, "I hope that I inspired you, the viewers, the fans, to live your life, authentically, not feel pressure to change for anyone or for society or to impress people, and just be yourself. It's been such a fun, amazing, stressful, crazy, wild journey the past 8 years. I couldn't imagine doing what we did, with anyone else." She made her Potomac debut during the show's first season, which premiered in 2016, alongside Giselle, Ashley Darby, Karen, Charisse, and Kody. It's been reported for a few weeks that she wouldn't be asked back. Now it's official. But yeah, she's not sugarcoating it. She was fired. A lot of people were actually surprised that she wasn't fired before this last season because of, everything, the Juan rumors. You had to pay for the Patreon wall and everything like that. So I think this was coming. It's definitely going to be a different season. As we know, Candace is no longer going to be there. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Candace not there, Robin not there. These were like the core group of people that, Robin's been there since day one. So it will be interesting to see all these shakeups that are happening. I would love to know what everybody makes of it now that we know that. And as we know, Minkoff will not be returning to The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for season 14. She said in an Instagram video, it's very bittersweet. Of course, she joined the cast in 2021 for season 11. She thanked all the fans for following along her story. She teased, "This is not goodbye, it's see you soon," noting that her biggest gift has been connecting with the viewers. She added, "I'm so grateful for everyone's love and support. This has been such a fun chapter." Throughout her 3 seasons, she has feuded with multiple co-stars from Erica Jane and Anne-Marie Wiley to Derick Hemsley. She also had been vocal about her ups and downs with an eating disorder, which began as a tween. This was actually kind of surprising to me because she did come off a really strong season. She had a great reunion. She kind of found her voice a little bit this season. And so I think I saw a lot of people commenting too, she didn't carry this season by any means, but she definitely, like I said, found her voice, found her footing. She seemed more comfortable with the ladies. Was she the most interesting housewife? Maybe not, but I did like her dynamic with Sutton and with Garcelle, and I thought she definitely brought something to this season. So I'd love to know what everybody thinks on all of these shakeups. Are you happy with them? Are you excited to meet new people? Were you invested in their stories and wanted to see more? Because it just seems like there's a lot of shakeups going on. As we know, Rebecca Minkoff was just added to the Real Housewives of New York City. So we're bringing in some more fashion, maybe to go head-to-head with Jenna Lyons. I like that addition. I think that she's also a well-known name. Probably has ties with these women as well. Would love to know what you think about Rebecca Minkoff joining the New York City cast. So lots of casting changes coming up this season. But a lot of people were very surprised about this news that Real Housewives of Miami star Alexia Nipola's husband, Todd, filed for divorce after nearly 3 years of marriage. So Us Weekly confirmed that Todd submitted the paperwork in Florida, and she released a statement saying that she was shocked by the news that she was leaning on family during this time, and so it didn't seem like she saw this coming. So Alexia and Todd tied the knot in 2021 after several years of dating. Before Todd filed for divorce, Alexia's co-stars questioned the state of her marriage during season 6, which aired from November of 2023 to this past March. She debunked various rumors about their finances, including that she doesn't share a checking account with Todd and that they pay for their apartment month to month. She said this at the reunion earlier this year. She brought her apartment's lease and her payment history to further prove her point that they were not in a bad place. It does seem like maybe finances did play a part in this. We saw them moving out of their apartment in this past season, moving into something new. He was kind of pulling himself back from being on camera, didn't really want to appear with her at parties. I do feel bad for her. She really wanted this love story. He did have a really not a great relationship with her children as well, so maybe that had something to do with it. But definitely, she said that she's shocked. She's really saddened by all of this. So hopefully everybody is rallying around Alexia at this moment. Moving on to some happier news. Candace Dillard is pregnant and expecting her first baby with her husband, Chris. She told Entertainment Tonight, "I'm about 13 weeks, so just about into the second trimester. It's been weird, but also really wonderful. I think to keep it kind of to ourselves to this point." So we know they tied the knot back in 2018. He is the father of 3 from previous relationships, and she documented her IVF journey on the series. So after she decided she was ready to take the next step, she underwent implementation in January using one of the 2 embryos that the couple froze 2 years ago. She found out the good news 2 weeks later. The exciting news comes weeks after she announced that she would be departing from the Real Housewives of Potomac after 6 seasons. So now we kind of understand why she wanted to take a step back. She's probably just focusing on her family, doesn't need the extra added stress now that she's pregnant. So really excited for her. She was here not too long ago and talking about how excited she was to start a family and really enter that next chapter of her life. So definitely excited for Candace. Sad that she won't be on our screens, but maybe she'll be back in a few years, maybe. Well, Real Housewives of Orange County star Jennifer Pedranti is engaged after receiving a romantic proposal from Ryan in the Bahamas. She told People magazine, "We're both super stoked and couldn't be happier. We always say that our love is a gift, and this just feels like the icing on the cake. This is a magical time for us. I really am the luckiest girl in the world." According to the publication, he proposed on April 11th during a walk on the beach near the Baha Mar Resort. She received a cushion-cut diamond ring that was custom-made by Anali Jewelers in Mission Viejo, California. She added, "I was shocked. He was like, 'Come here for a second,' and we walked down the beach, and he pulled me in, and I said to him, 'Are you doing something?' And the second he got down in the sand, I don't even remember what he said because I was so surprised." Now, we got our front row seat into their rocky love story when they joined the reality show in 2023. The couple faced some pretty harsh criticism from most of their co-stars. There were rumors about infidelity and sending not safe for work pictures via Snapchat, which both parties denied. But yeah, I'm not surprised they were talking about this. She had his back from day one. She was like a ride or die with him. And, yes, he has a shady red flag past, but it seems like they're kind of working through it. And, I wish them the best. Good for them. So with so much Housewives news this week and some big departures, we caught up with Sonia Richards-Ross, who, of course, is not returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we wanted to get her take on that and why she actually feels like this was a blessing in disguise. Take a look.
How do you feel about not having cameras in your life anymore?
Yeah, I honestly think God knows best, because I don't think I could have done everything that I've done in the last few months while filming the show.
Sure.
I was like, oh, it's no problem. Like, I'll have the baby and it'll be fine. And it will, people get to see that, because obviously when we started, we weren't sure we were going to have it. Yeah. And I was excited about that possibility. And then when it wasn't happening, I was like, this is a blessing, because it's been a lot, and I really needed to be present. Mm-hmm. I needed to be present for my family and for my husband and for my eldest son. And inevitably, the show really pulls you away. You have to be there and be committed. And so I think it was the perfect timing. I always knew when I started Housewives that it would probably be for a short time. because I do so many things and I say yes to life, and it was a wonderful opportunity. You know, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed interacting with the women, and I loved meeting people. I found a great tribe through the Housewives, but I think it was the perfect time for me to move on and start doing other things, and I'm really excited about this next chapter and all the great things that I'm working on.
Were you surprised, though?
No, I wasn't, because, you know, I feel like even before I joined the cast, you know, the reason I joined the cast was for the same thing. They're trying to find the right group of women. And so, you know, after, you know, my last season, we had been on break for like almost a year.
Right. No,
and so, and so for me, I had already started moving on mentally, like, you know, like there are other things that I wanted to do. And I really do think it is a really tough show to cast, because I think that the nostalgia of the show is that these women did start out all as really great friends, or at least if they weren't, they had an opportunity to build and become really great friends. And now I do think that it's going to be really hard to create a show like that again. You know, unless they start from scratch with women who are really friends, it really does take time for you to build genuine relationships.
No, it's so true.
All right, wrapping things up with our social spotlight of the week, and how could I not pick this photo of Teresa Giudice and Taylor Swift at Coachella. This kind of broke the internet for a little bit when Louis posted this picture. I mean, two queens. I did not expect this photo at all. A lot of people were saying, I wonder if Taylor even knows who Teresa is. We know Jennifer Aiden was jealous. I was jealous. I just love seeing the videos of Louis trying to get a selfie video of Taylor. It's just too much. But, you know, Bravo has a way of infiltrating all of our pop culture needs. So this was definitely the icing on the cake. Love this photo so much. All right, well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Let me know your thoughts on all these wild shake-up departures from the Housewives franchise. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week.